through our principles of crop husbandry. That's the second session under the topic of crop and animal farming. Crop husbandry deals with the various aspects of crops from seed sowing, on field and off field operations, harvesting, threshing, sowing, subdivisions, agriculture, defined as application of plants, soil, and related sciences for the improvement, production, and use of field crops. Agriculture and ornamentals, and then forestry deals with forestry and wildlife protection and management. Principles of crop husbandry. One is basic principles, environment to suit the crop. It requires understanding plant growth habits, ecological requirements, and genetic characteristics. Manipulating soil and adapting to economic factors are all essential aspects of crop husbandry. And then second is understanding the crop. Crop husbandry starts with understanding the plant, including its growth habits, anatomical characteristics, ecological needs, and nutritional requirements. Manipulating soil and aerial factors, nutrient availability, irrigation to manage moisture, and tillage for seabed preparation and aeration. Yes. As I said, under the principles of animal husbandry, one you need to, of course, manage the soil factors and manage the aerial factors. Under the soil factors, we're going to look at the moisture content, aeration, and all that. And then for the aerial factors, we look at factors like frost, light, winds, pests, all those things that destroy, that affect growth of the soil or of the ground factors. The manipulating aerial factors, managing protection, shade removal from and sunscreens. Adjusting to soil and air. Adjusting to soil conditions can involve growing dense covers on sloping grounds with large leaves, big leaves cover crops. Washing off the of soil by what? By water, by running water. So plant soils, like in soils where there is too much salt, you can decide to opt fertile soils. Yes, for fertile soils, you can make sure you select those plants with high nitrogen, and the factors adjusted to area factors include planting drought tolerant crops in areas with marginal rainfall. Yes, in areas where there is rain, choosing planting times to avoid frost damage, and selecting frost tolerant crops. Yes, you make sure you choose your planting time. If you know it's going to flood, like let's to frost, sorry, like from May to June or May to like August, you can just plan for the first. Economic considerations, economic factors influence crop choices and planting times to match market demand. This involves growing crops that meet market preference. Yeah, you also need to consider the time where all the seasons where that product is needed most. 7 to 8 months from now, it will lose its value and quality. So the market demand, what they need in the market, they can plant. Pests and disease in agriculture. In agriculture, the primary goal is to achieve economic yields from crops. And often result in reduced economic yields. The significance of a pest or disease in agriculture is determined by its potential to cause yield. What is a pest? A pest is an organism, crops or possessions. In agriculture, any organism yes, any uh, can do what? Considered a pest in agriculture. An economic pest is one whose presence or effects results in yield or quality loss, leading to revenue loss. Yes, this economic presence in the field destroy the quality and the yield, so it leads to revenue of a crop, plays a crucial role in determining pest status. Pest status is often reached when yield loss falls within the range of 5 to 10%. A key concept in pest management damage in a crop that just crop type and farmer type. Another second is economic injury level. It's the lowest pest population density that causes economic damage. That density at which countermeasures must be implemented to prevent it from reaching the economic injury level. Control cost contra measures. Yeah, the cost you're going to put at this threshold level, you ensure that of course you will get it back after successfully managing to lower the number of pests. Make sure you get the manual. And then types of pests. Pests in herbicides and crops at any given time. Classification of pests based on effects and frequency. One, we have the key pests. One or two pests in a complex that significantly reduce yields, often due to high reproductive potential. Other serious pests. Pests that can cause considerable harm to crops, typically due to large population in a specific and usually with a broad cost range. And then minor pests occur. They occur in crops, but damage may not be economic, or population size may not be significant, but they have the potential to become economic pests. They are minor, there are few, but can cause so much damage to crops. And that potential pests that become a problem due to changes in the ecosystem. And we have the secondary or sporadic pests whose population are controlled by various factors, but can become pests under specific conditions. Development of pest status. Pest status can develop due to economic and ecological changes. And one, ecological changes. These changes are influenced by factors such as population numbers, the nature of crop damage, and the value of damage. And then economic changes. Economic factors like changes in the crop value, demand, quality, and production costs can impact pest status. Effects of pests on crops. Crop injury occurs due to changes in leaf area and photosynthesis rates, leading to temporary physiological outcomes. Crop diseases result from continuous multifunctional disruption of physiological processes due to infectious agents causing harm and being transmissible. Crop damage refers to a measurable reduction in crop quantity and quality. And then crop loss is the monetary loss resulting from crop damage. Evidences of damage. Detecting pest presence or diseases. It shows it's an evidence of damage. Identifying pest damage or disease symptoms. Assessing the number of insects present or abundance in the crop. Identification and differentiation. Proper identification of causal organisms is essential for predicting damage and implementing appropriate control measures. Yeah, it's very very important to be to identify the organism that might have caused the damage or disease to the plants, because it gives you idea on what measures to put in place to control, like if it is insects, what you need to do, if it's worms, yeah. And then similar symptoms can result from bacterial, fungal, or viral diseases. Insect damage, mineral deficiency, excessive fertilizer or pesticide use, and physical damage. Physical damage can create entry points for pathogens, and environmental factors like drought or waterlogging may increase susceptibility. Diseases and insects can simultaneously affect plants, making accurate identification crucial. Yeah, as we said earlier on, all these things, all these pests, they can cause almost similar effects on the plant, making it really very hard to tell which organism particularly caused that damage to your product. And then insects can cause damage to crops in several ways, including chewing and biting, piercing and sucking, and acting as vectors for diseases. Chewing and biting. Chewing and biting causes one, defoliation. Insects that chew or bite can control photosynthesizing plant tissues, leading to defoliation, that is the falling off of the leaves. And then the structure of plant parts. These insects can also destroy various plant parts such as buds, shoots, flowers, fruits, and seeds. And then boring and tunneling. Some insects bore into stems, interrupting the flow of sap and weakening the stem over time. Root damage. In soil, certain insects may bore into and consume plant roots. Formation of galls. Some insects induce the formation of galls on plants. And yeah, these are the ball-like or stone-like swellings on the leaves or even the stems of these plants. And then piercing and sucking. Insects that pierce and suck plant juices can cause damage into many groups. Insects without toxic saliva. These insects cause wilting, culling, and stunting of plants. And then the insects with toxic saliva, they can cause cell death on necrotic areas on plants. And secondary fungal or bacterial infections. They may also induce gall formation. Yeah. For those ones that don't have the insects that don't have toxic saliva, they just cause the plants to wilt, they cause them to curl and even stand stop growing. And however, for those ones with toxic saliva, they cause cell death. Cell death in those areas where they have, of course, pierced or sacked. and the secondary fungal or bacteria can get in. Okay. And also, they may also cause what? Dull formation, as I said earlier on, those swellings, those stone-like things on the leaves and the stem. Disease vectors, some insects act as vectors for plant diseases. And even a small number of these vectors can cause disease. There are two types of disease vectors. We know vectors, these are disease-causing organisms. We have one are the indirect vectors. They make feeding punctures that can be infected by aerial spores or pathogens. For example, fruit damage by fruit flies or fruit worm. Yeah, for these indirect vectors, they don't cause the disease directly. They make the punctures like they bite, make those punctures, leaving an open way or paving a way for the disease causing organisms, viruses and all that, bacteria, fungi to easily get in. And then the direct vectors or biological vectors, these insects are responsible for active transmission of disease because some development of the pathogen takes place inside the insect. This is often the case for plant viruses. These direct vectors for them, once they pierce, they live in those pathogens. Disease it occurs, so that doesn't need any third organism to come and cause the disease. Another parts of plants damaged by insect pests. Insects can damage various parts of plants, including one, some seeds and seedlings. Insects may remove seeds, prevent germination by burrowing into cotyledons, preys on seeds, or cut stems. Two, insects can destroy fruits and seeds. Damage can include sucking bugs, causing distortion in seeds, larva eating developing seeds, and larva boring into seeds. Flowers and buds. Damage may involve petals being eaten or scarified, anthers eaten by pollen beetles, and various forms of damage to buds and flowers. Leaves can be damaged in multiple ways, including notching, irregular eating, hole formation, windowing, webbing, skeletonizing, rolling, curling, gulling, tattering, scarification, and mining. Sooty molds can develop on leaves due to aphid honeydew. These insects as well destroy the stems. Stems may be damaged by stalk borers, by shoot flies, by stem weevils, galling or bugworms. They also destroy roots and tubers. Insects can eat. They can eat now or bite. That is, bite persistently, or bore into roots and tubers, leading to various forms of damage, including stunting, swelling, proliferation, and gall formation. Are damaged by pathogens. Pathogens including fungi, bacteria, and viruses can cause various symptoms and damages to plants. These symptoms can be systemic, affecting the entire plant, or localized to specific areas. Let's look at the systemic symptoms caused by these pathogens. One is chlorosis, yellowing of plant tissues, often associated with vascular diseases, mosaic and streaks. Two is etiolation, excessive growth leading to a sickly appearance in the plant. Starting and dwarfing, reduced growth due to infections like viral or bacterial diseases, e.g. inflammatory rosette virus. Next is wilting. Interference with water conducting processes, such as blocking of xylem, can lead to wilting. Surrounding tissues may be affected by toxins produced by disease organisms, e.g., bacterial wilt caused by Xanthomonas acispa. And then next is growth distortion, abnormal shapes of stems and leaves due to viral infections. The localized systems caused by these pathogens on plants, localized symptoms, sorry. One is anthracnose, that is dark, sunken, necrotic spots or patches with raised borders, usually caused by fungal infections. The black leg, darkening and rotting of stem bases caused by bacteria. It is the Xanthomonas, SSP or fungi, e.g. the rhizoctonia. And then blight, extensive as sudden shriveling and death of specific areas of the plant, often due to fungal diseases and all that. But however, bacterial infections can also cause blight, not only fungal infections alone. And then next is the cancers, localized diseased tissues that produces an open sunken wound with a raised margin, especially on woody stems. It may lead to secondary dieback of branches and twigs, and damping off basal roots of seedlings, causing their collapse and death. Dieback, death of stems and twigs, young stems and twigs, due to gaddling by pathogens at the stem base. It can be caused by vascular disease or physiological disorder. And then Dumosis, necrosis or swelling due to the exudation of gums from tissues to the stem. Gums and nodes, localized swelling due to uneven growth induced by pathogens. And leaf blisters or galls, malformation of leaf lamina due to irregular growth induced by pathogen. And then leaf spot, limited necrotic tissue with a chlorotic halo. It may exhibit various patterns like target spots, eye spots with a dark central spot, ring spots with a dark margin, or shoot holes. We have the mildews, moldy growth on the surface, including downy mildews caused by Peronospora SSP and Sclerospora SSP, and powdery mildews caused by that. And we have rots, necrosis of large areas of tissues leading to collapse or discoloration of relevant plant parts. Rot can be soft, that is the solution of cell walls, or dry absorption of cell contents by the pathogens. And then rust, powdery sporing pustules on leaves and stems, often appearing yellow, orange, or brown, e.g. maize rust caused by Puccinia graminis. And then we have scabs, raised necrotic spots on leaves, fruits, or stems. Thank you. That's all about session one. Hey, Samuel.